Are you stuck in a loop of underestimation, loneliness, and low self-esteem just for the wavering talks of other people? Every other day starts with a low feeling of anxiety and stress. Are you sick and weary of having your thoughts circling back to things that don't advance you? These feelings have become a part of us and made us insecure about the things that rarely matter. This generation is led by thoughts, creating a whirlwind of negative emotions, giving so little space for positivity to be kept in store. Let's talk about a few ways in which we can calm our minds and make progress towards a better self. Let's start with a few deep breaths of 4, 3, 2, 1. In the faster progressing world, a comparison is what leads this generation. To enhance our outlook, we overlook someone's possessions and start feeling disheveled. So the first step is to be yourself and feel free about it. As soon as you wake up with the sun's rays on your face, unleash your thoughts and feel free about yourself. Speak good things to yourself in the mirror and dress up in the best of your clothes. Admire yourself and get out for your work in a cheerful manner. Choose the freedom to be yourself and not copy someone else. Pamper yourself with self-care and self-love. Your soul needs that, like a twig needs water to grow. Trying to be someone else drains you of the energy and makes you dry from within, depriving you of the energy fostering your growth. As you channel this positive energy for creating bigger things in life, you make so much big out of little scatterings gifted to you. How many of us can confidently say that our find is decluttered of anxiety, stress, and tension, all the synonymous words responsible for our drained soul? Rarely any of us. Many of us spend a large portion of our lives checking off other people's bucket lists rather than our own, since our minds are always preoccupied with anxiety regarding what those around us will think. The attention that should have been fixated on just one thing making miracles is now divided for these anxious states of mind. When we rather start thinking freely, focusing on one thing at a time, and giving us all that we deserve, our growth takes a progressive curve. This new energy gives us mental clarity, and we look at the bigger picture more clearly and spend our time constructively. Overthinking can be said as one of the reasons for this anxious state of mind. The little things have no significance on our growth and prosperity, keeping our minds clouded for no obvious reasons, and we end up spending so much of our energy into nothingness. As we distribute this newly found energy on keeping our mind on one thing at a time, we find it easier to focus, concentrate, and create a strong and charismatic aura around ourselves. Taking a step further on the ladder to self-improvement, let us stop caring about what others will say. It is indeed a noble act of listening to other people's sayings, but indeed pulling a blind eye towards your desires and needs. It's like putting glass in another's cup while not looking at how empty your jug is becoming and stopping watering your bud. Prioritizing self is an important habit to take a healthier leap in life. This won't count as selfishness, as you cannot pour water from an empty bucket to fulfill someone else's garden. So before undertaking noble deeds for someone else, do the noblest deed for yourself, replenishing your mind and soul. When you make decisions with self-harmony, they are bound to be more cheerful, more enlightened, progressive, and ablatomagnetic kind in giving people to you without the need for exertion. You advance toward becoming a better mom, a better sister, a loving wife, or even a better husband, a better father, and a good human being overall. In another scenario, when you spend your time flipping through others' thoughts, you turn towards becoming a saddened, demotivated, and frustrated individual. Your mind becomes a reservoir for useless thoughts which dampen your shine. Eliminating the otherwise, channel your thoughts towards igniting your passion and doing something you love, and you will emerge as a more radiant person. Creating and protecting your boundaries helps you rejuvenate, refurnish, and restart your life in a presented direction. This helps you grow spiritually as well. Making your boundaries isn't a rigorous task, as we always say to ourselves. It just takes clarity of our thoughts, our wants and needs, and the goals we want to accomplish in our life, and make a list out of them. Put them on a piece of paper and follow them, and you will unfold your life in the best of its colorful hues and make your soul more open to progression. In this age of social media, all of us from children to adults abide by looking forward to fake personas and trying to be like them, layering our authentic selves. This is a psychological phenomenon that has been triggering this generation ever since childhood and keeping them at bay from embracing their real self. There is nagging from family, peers, and everyone around, dictating how they should look, how they talk, dress, and behave, even though it puts a facade on their authentic being. This can sometimes tend to be overwhelming. It can sometimes make you wonder if you are not doing good enough for yourself despite putting so much pressure on yourself. We look at stories of others, them enjoying the club, and look downward at ourselves, which impacts our mental health negatively and keeps us from blossoming to the best of ourselves. Being an introvert, we can sometimes ask questions if we are not well and impregnate ourselves with negative thoughts. Though now, it might be okay, but it has started draining us physically, emotionally, and spiritually. Changing even a part of self corrodes our self-esteem and makes us lose sight of the obvious sometimes. Now, taking a deep breath and with a huge smile, let's hug ourselves, embracing ooze from one end to the next. Didn't you feel like coming home after having lost your path? It's an endearing experience where we learn to love ourselves despite our imperfections. Your newly found self is more unique, genuine, and more profound. It is such a serene feeling when you stop expecting from others and tend to water the garden of happiness within you, your soul. Authenticity attracts authenticity, and likewise good vibes attract genuine people. It's an enriching experience to be unapologetically yourself. You find it easier to get out of your comfort zone and embrace something out of your league. When you work according to yourself, you rise and shine and flower a new bud in your garden. So start being your original self and don't push too much if it keeps hurting your soul. All of us want to become independent, be it financially, emotionally, and physically, isn't it? But are we sticking to our notion as we keep searching for our happiness in someone else? Will we be able to become truly happy unless we keep asking for others' shoulders to lean on despite becoming our pillar? Don't give your keys to happiness to someone else, as it makes you vulnerable and easily manipulative. You become unaltered and can surpass any challenge. When you stop getting affected by the outside world, you create a little home of happiness within yourself. You stop reacting to the ups and downs created by outside situations and focus on your mental peace. Emotions are an important aspect of one's personality, and once you learn to create a balance between your emotions, you become unmovable by any great force. You stop seeking validation from others, and this turns out to be the biggest treasure for your happiness. As said in the Bhagavad Gita Ji, once you understand yourself to be the reason for your sadness and happiness, no circumstance can move you away from your grounds. Your relationships now flourish without the burden on your partner, as you are not dependent on them for your happiness, and you can share and flourish together. The feeling of void will leave us and we can feel at peace with ourselves. This may seem difficult but is easier with just a few steps. As I guide you through this, become self-aware of yourself and accept yourself as you are. Watch out for your likes, dislikes, passions, your hobbies, and talk with yourself to know yourself better. Practice gratitude and trust me with this being the best tool for self-growth. Thank God, your parents and your loved ones for having helped you in whatever way they could. Thank the universe for unfolding events in a meticulous way, leading you to your goals. This attracts the things you desire in the best way possible. Start to appreciate little pleasures in your life, reduce excess complaining, and start accepting. Good things will come to you in their own time. Joyfully embrace life and start living fully. Here are the points. In short, be your authentic self, stop pleasing others. Free your thoughts of rubbish things. Find your happiness within yourself. Less anxiety and stress. Embrace these points and see your life blossom. It takes only a little from your side to see the changes. You are the poetry uniquely written by God to attract readers of your kind. If you are like a fiction, why the non-fiction readers have an interest in you? If you are a rose, then why should you think of being a marigold? Likewise, be free to ascertain your qualities and be free of anxiety binding yourself with aroma and start to embrace your unique